Hello, I'm Philip Sneller. Welcome to Window on the Word. Today, let's turn our ears and our hearts to Exodus chapter 10. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh, because I myself have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, so that I may perform these signs of mine in their midst, and so that you may recount in the ears of your son and your grandson how I have dealt ruthlessly with Egypt, and what signs I have performed among them, so that you may know that I am the Lord." So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh, and said to him, "Thus says the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, how long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go, so they may serve me. Because if you refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow I will bring a locust swarm into your territory. They will cover the surface of the land so that no one will be able to see the ground. They will devour what was left to you that escaped from the hail. They will devour every green tree of yours that sprouts in the field. They will fill your houses and the houses of all your servants and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither your fathers nor grandfathers have seen from the day they came upon the land until this day." Then he turned and went out from before Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's servants said to him, "How long will this man be a snare to us? Let the men go, so they may serve the Lord their God. Do you not yet know that Egypt is destroyed?" Then Moses and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh, and he said to them, "Go, serve the Lord your God." "But who will go?" And Moses said, "With our young and old we will go, with our sons and our daughters, with our flocks and our herds we will go, because it will be a festival gathering to the Lord for us." And he said to them, "May the Lord surely be with you if I ever let you and your little ones go. Take heed that evil is before you. Certainly not. Now, let the men go and serve the Lord, because that is what you are demanding." And they were driven out of Pharaoh's presence. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the land of Egypt, so the locusts may come upon the land of Egypt and devour every herb of the land, all that was left behind by the hail." So Moses stretched out his staff over the land of Egypt, and the Lord guided an east wind into the land all that day and all night. When morning came, the east wind had carried the locusts. And the locusts came up over all the land of Egypt, and they settled down and remained in all the territory of Egypt, an exceedingly great swarm, such as had not been seen like it before, neither will there be. They covered the surface of the whole land. The land became dark, and they devoured every herb of the land and the fruit of every tree that the hail left. And nothing green was left in the trees or the herbs of the field in all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh quickly called for Moses and Aaron and said, "I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. So now, please, forgive my sin only this once, and pray to the Lord your God that he may only remove this death from me." And he went out from Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord. And the Lord turned the wind around into an exceedingly strong west wind, and the locusts were carried from the land and driven into the Red Sea. Not one locust was left in all the territory of Egypt. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the children of Israel go. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand toward heaven, so there may be such darkness in all the land of Egypt that one may feel the darkness. So Moses stretched out his hand toward heaven, and there was gloomy darkness in all the land of Egypt for 3 days. No person could see another, and no one rose from his place for 3 days. But for all the children of Israel there was light in their dwelling places. Then Pharaoh called out to Moses and said, "Go, serve the Lord. Only your flocks and your herds will be detained. You may also take your little ones with you." But Moses said, "You must also give us sacrifices and burnt offerings, so we may present them to the Lord our God. And our cattle must also go with us. Not a hoof will be left behind, because we must take some of them to serve the Lord our God, and we will not know with what we must serve the Lord until we get there." But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he was not willing to let them go. And Pharaoh said to him, "Go away from me. Take heed that you will not see my face again, because in the day you see my face you will die." And Moses said, "Thus you have spoken. I will not see your face again." Thank you for listening. To God be the glory.